Hi friends, welcome to MS SQL Interview Question and Answers Part 2. If you haven't checked out our first part, please do so. You'll find it very valuable as well in cracking your interviews. And in this tutorial, we are continuing from the where we left, which was at SQL Server. So let's get started with MS SQL Server Interview Question and Answers Part 2. Now, if you have any doubts, any queries, please drop them in the comment section below. I'll be happy to help you for free. Before we get started, I recommend you to please subscribe to my channel to keep supporting and encouraging me. Let's get started with MS SQL series part 2. So the first question is, what methods do you follow to protect from SQL injection attack? So we discussed in last tutorial before we left was SQL injection is a way to insert parameters into strings so that it can break into our database or spammers or hackers trying to attack it. So what are the methods to protect it? So to protect our database, our systems from SQL injection, we'll do following, which is filtering input parameters. So we will filter out any input that user is providing. We'll make sure that that data is clean and then use parameter collection with dynamic SQL. Use parameters for stored procedures. In like clause, use escape characters so that there is no clash between the strings and the quotations that we are passing. What is a filter index? When the index is created with where clause, it is called filter index. It is used to filter some of the rows in a table in order to improve the performance, index maintenance, and reduce the index storage cost overall. Distinguish between commit and rollback. So every statement between begin and commit becomes persistent to the database when the commit is executed. Rollback is the reverse of it, which is every statement between begin and rollback are revealed to the state when the rollback is executed. Explain some of the logical operators used in SQL Server. So some of the logical operators that are used in SQL Server are all, and, in, any, between, exists, like, not, or, some. So you can note down these and go through each of it. There is an explanation which returns true or false for some. For some, it will return data set comparison. So the logical operators are listed here. Just go through all of this. Again, if you have any queries, any doubts, let me know in the comment section. I'll be happy to help you with examples. Explain some of the commands in SQL Server. So in SQL Server, there are four types of languages that are used: DDL, DML, DCL, and TCL, which is data manipulation language, data definition language, and then data control language, and finally transaction control language. So data manipulation language queries are insert, update, delete. Data definition languages are create, alter, drop, and truncate. Data control languages are grant and revoke. Transactional control languages are commit, rollback, and save transaction. State the difference between union and union all. So union, it is used to select the related information. It is similar to that of join command. Whereas union all, it is similar to that of union command, but it will select all the values. It does not remove the values from the table, but it will retrieve the data. Explain table sample. So table sample is used to extract the sample of rows that are necessary for the application. Now, what is the purpose of floor and sign functions? So whenever you're doing calculations, you want to round up to the non-integer value to the preceding least integer. For example, if you have value 10.3, When you say floor, it will come down to 10. Whereas sign, it is used to determine whether the number provided is positive, 0, negative, and returns you 1, 0, or -1. How are the exceptions handled in SQL Server programming? So the exceptions are handled using try-catch blocks. In the try block, we will write the scripts which will attempt to perform a certain task. And in the catch block, we will try and capture any errors or any exceptions that occur during the execution of that particular task. Now, what is the difference between clustered index and non-clustered index? So, cluster index is an index type that is used to sort table data rows on the basis of their key values. In RDBMS, primary key allows us to create a cluster index based on that specific column. A non-clustered index or a regular B-tree index is an index where the order of the rows does not match the physical order of the actual data. It is instead ordered by the columns that make up the index. Now, this is an important question that is often asked. What is a virtual table in SQL? So, in SQL, there is an object which is known as virtual table. It is not stored directly in the file of the database. The virtual table allows SQLite for manipulating and accessing the resources by using a powerful language of SQL queries. In other terms, the view in SQL is also known as a virtual table. The view represents the columns and rows like any real table. To create a view in SQL, we'll use the following syntax. We will use create view followed by view name, then select column name, column 2, from table name, where condition. So a virtual table doesn't exist physically in the database. It helps in defining things that can be used as a SQL statement, just similar to the real world. Now, this is a frequent question that is asked for both um, freshers as well as seniors, which is what is the difference between truncate and delete in my MS SQL? So deleting is one of the most expensive operation. It's logged. Every row deleted is logged to the transaction log. Delete from allows you to delete specific rows. Delete from marks the row as a ghost row, and delete from does not release the space of the deleted rows. You need to run dbcc shrink file to recover the space. Now, what is truncate? So, truncate in MS SQL, often people want to empty a temporary table to repopulate it. For example, if you are working on any dev database, you might want to empty that table and maybe repopulate it. So that's when we will use truncate because it's much faster than delete, because delete would go each row by row, whereas delete it will go in one shot and clear the image of the database table. Now, truncate table is the most efficient way of emptying a table. It's not possible to use the truncate table when you want to delete only few rows. Truncate will delete all the table, all the rows of the table. Truncate table does not delete rows. Truncate table cannot be used when the table is referenced by a foreign key. Truncate table is recommended for temporary tables that need to be cleared for the next process. All right, friends. So that brings us to the end of part 2 of MS SQL Server interview question and answers. I hope you liked the video, and if you do, please give a thumbs up. If you have any doubts or queries, please ask me in the comment section below. I'll be happy to help you for free. Before you leave, friends, I request you to kindly subscribe to my channel to keep supporting and encouraging me. There are so many other interview question and answer series. Please go through them. You'll find them useful. Thank you so much for joining in this episode. I'll see you in the next episode.